So I'm making this video and hopefully it's under, 30 minutes. Uh, Last night, I just woke, well, this morning, I just wake up from a dream, and it was interesting. The two people that I seen, that I remember in the dream, there was another person. The point being is that actually there was a few very key interesting things to the dream. Okay. And right after I wake up from the dream, all of a sudden, 6 minutes after I'm laying in bed, I get one of these fucking calls, right? These voice animated calls. And that's the whole point. It's like the voice animated call was like, oh, uh, this is a federal office. Uh, Press this number and get in touch with this person. This is the person leaving you the message, blah blah blah, by the name of Schultz. I'm pretty sure it was Schultz, right? And it's like, oh, press this, get connected to the Department of Concern. Now I find all of this, I don't know if there was other thing. I'm concentrating on the fact, the overall. I find this real interesting that I've never gotten one of these phone calls. I called up my friend and I said, yo, what the fuck is with this shit? What do you think? And they're like, well, I've gotten phone calls like that. Now, I don't know, okay? Because between the hack that just literally went down like a day and a half, 2 days ago, okay? And that was right after me rebooting my phone from all that fucking high gigabyte usage. Yo, which is bullshit, because from May 22nd, where it said, oh, I went over 50 gigabytes, which is normal because I watch a lot of videos and everything else, and all the time I'm home watching videos and uploading. It went from May 22nd to all of a sudden May 28th. Oh, the difference is it went from like 50 gigabytes all the way up to 175 gigabytes. I haven't gotten one alert, again, saying that. It went from 50 gigabytes to 175 gigabytes in 4 fucking days. That is impossible. And I got the videos on that one. So what I'm saying is, I find it real interesting that I get this phone call, right? And it's telling me to link by pressing, whatever number. It was a voice animated thing, gives me the name of Schultz, and then it tells me to link up and leave a message, because other than in other words, legal action will be taken against me if I don't. And I don't know if you've seen the other videos, but I'm just like, if it's gonna be the Rumble in the Bronx, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Yo, so it's like, you know what? I don't really look at that too good, for the simple fact that, if these people, just like Donald Washington, okay, he came and approached me. So the point being is that, yo, man, either this is high level fucking spook shit, or fucking the bottom line is that freaking I'm not getting no damn phone call from no damn voice operated, but somebody obviously is fucking something, right? That's why I'm saying it's like the only phone calls I pretty much ever get are fucking voice operated. They're not they're never of operator on the other end of the fucking phone. So the point being is that it's like, well, press this and be connected to our federal concerned department, and I'm like, what? So the point being is that I tried getting the camera out to fucking catch this as fast as fucking possible. Got the end of it, called my friend, and I started telling my friend. I said, you know something? It's really interesting that I have this really interesting dream. And I wake up from that dream, and it's just interesting that 6 minutes, maybe 6 minutes after waking up from that dream and trying to remember the dream and why I was having possibly the dream, all of a sudden I get this weird phone call. And they tell me that they've gotten those phone calls, and I know that they've gotten something similar a few months ago. But it's also interesting that the hack just took place, and it's interesting that my phone shot up in gigabytes. All of a sudden, over the course of like 5 or 6 days, it went from 50 gigabytes all the way up to 175, and I haven't even gotten another alert to let me know what the fuck that's all about. So the dream I wake up from is even more important, because the dream, it involves a woman, like around the time that I was hold on, I'm trying to remember the name. Right. Letitia is the name that I had to think of really quick, which I don't know. And I'll get to that point. I just wanted to state that here before I forget, what my friend was saying. Uh, the dream that I woke up from, I was in the dream with what at the time I had considered somewhat of a friend. And I didn't realize the understanding magical contracts that were fucking made to cause this person to have to be nasty to me. Which was also similar to like my brother's situation, which is very similar to what I'm about to say next, okay? Because what I'm about to say next is the dream had an old friend, an old acquaintance, Lisa. And Lisa was blamed for the whole fucking kidnapping scenario that went down with me and my cousin, okay? There's interesting stuff that maybe I'm not too understanding of because she's not too much older than me. But the bottom line is that it also involved her daughter, and me and her daughter seemingly always got along. I don't know if other people were there. There was two other people there. There was another girl there, and I can't. There was another blonde chick there. I'm pretty sure she was blonde, and I can't even like get a good grip on who she was in the dream. But it was like when I wasn't hanging with her in the dream, I was hanging out with my friend's daughter, and we were just having fun and hanging out. And they're both legal. Well, at least I don't know who the other girl was, but my friend's daughter is completely legal, and this is all very, very fucking interesting to me because I was like there and I wasn't there. Like it's me and it's not me at the same time in my dreams. I have no more control over my dreams because I do not give a fuck for the most part. I sort of wake up and then I'm just like, fuck this. And I just don't care what's happening. Okay? But there have been the dreams where somebody wants me to be aware, and I'm just like I just don't fucking care, And then, but I do remember the dreams, and I try to figure out what's going on. And there was a Razor scooter in the dream. The dream kept skipping around from here to there, and it was somewhat of like a darkish setting, so it seemed like it was nighttime. It went from like day to night, pretty interestingly. Mainly nighttime in the dream, and the point being is that it's really interesting that Lisa somehow Lisa got blamed for all that shit, and as far as I understand it, because nobody ever told me this exactly directly. There were comments made around me, and that's the whole point. It's like it brings me back to the motorcycle thing. Okay, the day with the lemonade stand, and that's where it gets interesting too, because it's like somebody tells me, now I'm 10 years old when this really did happen, not dreams, really did happen. I'm 10 years old. I'm going there to go see my old friend Ree. And what takes place right as I get there, once my family left, once my family left me there, to go freaking, like to go hang out with my friend, and they went off to go whatever, eat lunch or whatever the fuck they were doing. The point being is that that's when the whole motorcycle thing took place. Now, when the motorcycle thing took place, all these bikes pull up, and the one guy turns around to me and says, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "Yeah, you want to learn about sex?" He's like, "Go over there and ask that guy." So I went over to this guy and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "I'm going to talk to you, but I'm not going to say anything to you." And I'm listening to him. And I could, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I already said the whole thing about this story and how it really ends. Like, it does not end the same way in that video. The video shows, oh, a peaceful end. I'm not even in the video. That video did not end fucking peaceful. Okay, that video ended with fucking people yelling and screaming at one another. One guy going for a fucking gun. The woman pushing his fucking arm back into the vest. Yo, there was a woman on a motorcycle. Afterwards, after certain people left, there was a woman on a motorcycle. And she resembled Lynn, which also resembles a little bit of Lisa. But at the same time, that's the whole point too. It's like she's talking to me and she looks like she's like a somewhat pretty skinny girl, and her voice changed. And this is the important part. Her voice changed. Now, I told you that when I was kidnapped with my nephew at 3 and 4 years old, okay, my nephew 3, me being 4 years old or so, the girl, one of the people that opened up the closet door, looked like this girl named Lynn. When I described it, that's the name that came up, right? But that also described what looked like Lisa. Okay, turning us into dolls and all this other crazy shit. Alright? But the girl switched her voice. It sounded kind of like my mother. My real mother, Tammy. Now, but I didn't know who my real mother was back then. Now, when I put all this together, okay, and then tell you the next part of this is that the woman calls me over to the motorcycle, and I'm standing there, and what seems like Lynn or Lisa or, even resembles somewhat of fucking, could have resembled somewhat of what Ari would look like later on in life, right? The woman starts talking to me about how she was going to be my mom and blah, 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 and all this other crazy shit. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like something, something. And it's like, and then all of a sudden, I look away and she's like, she's like, look away for a second. And I look away and I look back, and then she's a heavier set, older woman with grayish hair. Okay? And she starts saying, "Oh, you nasty little bastard, blah, blah, blah." Like, she was able to switch her voice. And one of the voices that she was able to switch her voice to was my mother, Tammy's. As they were pulling away, they said, "Oh, yeah," and blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, and then they pointed to the fucking house, and they were like, "And that's where some of your people are being fucking held captive, blah, 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 blah," or some shit. I'm not going to go word for word. I'm just saying that's what fucking, like, we killed him in that fucking house and blah, 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 blah. And she's pulling away laughing, calling me a nasty little bastard and all this other shit, right? So it's like, wow. That's what I mean by heavy pagan shit. That's what I mean by heavy fucking Hell's Angel shit. That's what I mean by heavy fucking witchcraft shit, okay, man? Because the whole fucking time, now, the woman that was blamed for being a part of the fucking kidnapping, when I described the woman, it's one thing, but that's what I'm trying to say. It's like when I said that, oh, it sounded like my sister Tammy, because at the time I didn't know Tammy was my real mother. I was raised by my grandmother, so I did not realize Tammy, was my real mother, but the voice. And I said, well, it sounded like my sister Tammy. And they were like, oh, well, now he's saying that his own mother kidnapped him and all this other crazy fucking shit. And it was like, wow, man, Fast forward to what was going down in Florida. Fast forward to what just went down in Florida in 2020, right? And my mother saying on video, while I had the camera rolling, I'm like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why the fuck don't you speak to me this way? Or, why don't you speak to me like a fucking human? I'm not your mother, Anthony. Now, she didn't switch her voice. That sounded like my mom, Tammy. But it just makes me wonder what the fuck really happened right there, because it's like I know about the whole fucking body swapping thing and the fucking all the shit that I shouldn't fucking speak about, but you know what, at this fucking point, this shit is so fucking insane. And I find it real interesting that, it's like, because it's like we that's what I'm saying. It's like there was never, as far as I understood it, there was not a problem between me and this girl in the dream. We never had we in the very beginning we gave each other attitudes. After that it was, that's why I'm saying it's like, and then even the few times that I had her phone number, we called each other. If I called her a few times, I'm pretty sure and I was like, can you get in touch with so and so for me? It's like I heard that digital distortion in the phone. And then I could never get her back on the phone again. She had a boyfriend, had a kid with the boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. Supposedly they broke up, blah, blah, blah. The fucking point being, and it wasn't even like I was hitting on her back then. That's why I'm saying the dream was very, very interesting. The whole fucking thing is very fucking interesting. It's just like the girl that freaking, the night that I got jumped up the fucking road by 17 fucking people. The freaking person that lived in that fucking house at the time. This is going back a few years ago. That person looked like Lisa. Acted like Lisa. Seemed like Lisa. That's why this whole thing with these high witches and blah blah blah. So I'm telling my friend this. Now, there's a major authenticity point that I'm also bringing up. Because even before all this just took place, there's certain things pushing towards a certain authenticity that I'm saying to myself, at this point, I should have a little bit more fucking respect than fucking what I've been given from a certain fucking authenticity. And it doesn't seem like that. It seems like, oh, people want to fucking play dumb white boy, right? But dumb white boy is not dumb. This is what pisses me off. Because dumb white boy, yo, man, this is what makes me feel the fucking racism in my fucking heart towards fucking people that fucking, they don't even know their own fucking people. But they'll stick up for them. And they don't even know if they're being fucking played just because they fucking go with the color of their own fucking skin faster than fucking anything else. And they don't know. They don't know. But I'm letting them know right now. Just because you're the same skin color doesn't mean you're the same. There's shit going on in our country that you don't get it. Because you think you're so fucking smart by acting stupid, like fucking Charlie on the fucking front porch. I don't know what weed is. I don't know what weed is, Mr. Sir. Fuck you, Charlie. And you're lucky I don't kill you. For what you did, as so far as setting me up with my own daughter was fucking concerned. And yeah, there was people, my own skin color, that were trying to set me up with my own daughter. But you were the point. That's why this whole thing is so insane. Because when it comes to fucking shit, when it comes to the fucking pagan fucking magic, And it comes to the fucking things that they can do. And it comes down to the fact that, oh, just because you're a fucking pagan does not mean. And even if this is said a certain way, that's what I'm saying. It's like the tree of life, the tree of death. I know what the U.S. military was trying to do. I know what fucking the guy that I said is fucking the equivalency of freaking the guy that's the equivalency of freaking Hitler nowadays. One of my first friends. I understand, bro. But I also do understand that people don't understand the other side. And the other side is not what you think, the way that you think it. And that's coming even from the shit that I know that other people have discussed around me that most people wouldn't even fucking be able to dawn on as a conversation that they would be able to begin to understand. If I said that right. I think I threw in too many beginnings. A lot of fucking people got in trouble for fucking trying to kidnap me and my cousin Matthew. We don't talk. Me and my cousins, we do not talk. I have been made into this fucking absolute, and they all know. They all know. They all know. It's nothing like what fucking has been made to seem like it's like. That's why this is fucked up. Because of all the fucking shit that Mr. Perez pulled. And then the shit that even Damian Perez had to fucking pull. And that's what I'm thinking had to be done because of fucking Mr. fucking Perez. But even that's fucking low ball, bro. I didn't hate Damian. I freaking liked Damian. And I know that Damian fucking wanted to like me. There's a lot of fucking crazy shit. Just like the Diaz shit that went down. Just like all the other fucking crazy shit that went down. But then it comes down to fucking Paul Flores. When Paul Flores turned around to me and said that he killed fucking Kristen Smart. And told me where he put the body. And then told me 2 other locations where he put the fucking body. After fucking, that's why I'm saying it's like I remember different locations being mentioned to me. The cops, when I sat down with the witness statement, they didn't let me put in the witness statement that he not only did he say that he was going to try to set me up, but he was going to try to set his family up, which was somehow his family, and other surrounding families. All with Kristen Smart's body. But it makes me wonder because of the fucking IP address. Now, the IP address is a very interesting, like I said, top of the line, supposed to be fucking top of the line, which is the top of the line, fucking due to confirmation of top of the line fucking IP address. Where all other fucking, basically all other fucking IP addresses will come from that fucking IP address. That's how insane my fucking IP address was. And I'm just figuring this out and understanding what I was fucking hearing then, now. So I find it interesting that all of a sudden, it was the fucking Colonial Pipeline. Now all of a sudden it's the fucking beef packing plant. And 2 days from now, Paul Flores, in the year of 2021, goes, I don't know if it's on trial or the pre-process of the trial. In 2 days, he's in court for the basic pre-fucking preliminary or fucking something, I'm pretty sure. And it's really funny that about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I bumped into Donald Washington. And I think it's funny that Gerald Schur is passed away. And the reason I'm bringing all this up is because around about the time that the other people that I'm talking about Because I liked her daughter a lot. I liked her a lot. I liked my friend a lot. But there was something not right about the whole fucking situation, and I didn't understand it because I was being fucking drugged out of my fucking mind. On radioactive fucking diamond dust, AAA, or fucking asbestos. It does not matter. Either fucking one is the same, pretty much. No sleep in my system. All this shit, why it was going down. But about 10, 11 years ago. No, it's I've been here for 7. So anywhere between like 8 or 9 something years ago, 10 years ago, I bumped into Paul Flores in Ronkonkoma. Driving that fucking piece of shit truck that's parked in his driveway, and he was bragging about how he got that truck from his front yard all the way to Long Island to be able to threaten me with his father, Ruben Flores. Wow. Gerald Schur is now passed away. He passes away 2 weeks before my mom. Three days or so, about 3 days after he passes away, 4 days after he passes away, my mom's being rushed to the hospital. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting shit. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I find all this very interesting. And I find all this very interesting. And that's why I'm saying it's like for me to sit there, I mean, I described it as a child, just like the one guy that I'm pretty fucking sure it's the personality, it's him. I got him on fucking video. One of the fucking dudes that had something to do with that fucking kidnapping when I was 4 and 3. And then it makes me think about the fucking Miley situation. And how I told you about the body swapping with Miley. See, the part that I didn't fucking totally go into was when there was nobody in the store other than this little thing. And she's telling me that she doesn't know what the fucking... And I'm sitting there like, well, and where's your mom and dad? And it's like, oh, well, they're outside probably. And it's like, oh, well, there's nobody there. I'm like, call the fucking cops. This kid's fucking here. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to check outside. There was 2 people sitting in a fucking car. And I said to the fucking people in the car right out the door, I'm like, did you guys lose something? And they were ready to fucking take the fucking kid. And I was like, whoa. I'm not just giving you the fucking kid. I'm like, oh, well, it's our kid. It's our fucking kid. And then when the cops showed up, and I said what the fuck's I had to say about the fucking situation, not only did the fucking cops find out that they were fucking trying to rob my car from me, which was actually in my father's name, so that didn't work out too well for them. Yo, man, due to pagan law. Wow, bro. Yo, man, yo. Adrian Hernandez showed up to that situation at the Walgreens, Dove. Adrian Hernandez showed up to that situation. Trust me, it was a very interesting situation. I did the right thing. That's why it's interesting you just posted that picture of those fucking coloring books, because that's the same fucking... I was like, that's the fucking book. That's the goddamn book. I want to continue this video, I guess, but then I don't want it to just freaking be a 5-minute video on the other side. So it's like... That's why I'm saying it's like those 2 people that were in that car were ready to take that fucking kid. And when I said, oh, well, if this is your kid, why did you leave him in the store? and all this other, and they were like, "Oh, now you're arguing with us? I thought you just said you just did you ask us if we lost something?" And I was like, "Yeah, I asked you if you lost something." And I'm standing there right with the fucking kid, and they were fucking like, "Oh, well, it's our kid. It's like, well, give us our daughter." And it's like, "No, I'm not giving you your fucking daughter because you just left her in the fucking store." And then they tried to flip that around, saying that I walked out of the store with the fucking kid, and I would fucking right up to a fucking car with the only other car with people in it, in the fucking parking lot. And I was like, did you forget something? Wow, man. Wow, man. Wow, man. Wow, man. Because they were fucking high witches too. The little bastards, Dove. Those were the motherfuckers trying to get the fucking they were fucking playing fucking witchcraft games, which was bullshit because when it bit them in the ass, they should have been my fucking slaves forever. Yo, how did this get so fucking... It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It was a nice dream to see my friend's daughter and hang out with her. It was a nice dream. The other girl, I can't even think of the other girl. I don't even know who the other girl is. This video is freaking, and at the same time, it's just like I said, it's like, with this whole fucking Paul Flores bullshit popping up, all this other shit, and then the stupid fucking phone call I get this morning, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm like, they will try fucking anything, won't they? And bringing up the name Richardson and blah, blah, blah. And you know what? Nobody wants to take on the Richardsons, right? That's why this whole fucking thing went under fucking way in the first fucking place. Fuck everyone. Peace.